Jim, just reaction to being able to get the Alex deal done here.
Well, I think, from his perspective, he wanted to re-sign with us. We wanted him back, and it was just kind of figuring out what the deal looked like. So we're happy to have him back. He's a big part of our team, big part of our leadership group, so we're excited to have him back.
Looked like in the last 24 hours it might be a 3, maybe a 4-year deal, and maybe a little less money. Was the 2 years in the term, did that come together late in the process?
That's what we wanted, we wanted that because in a couple of years we have Petey up for contract, Quinn Hughes, Demko, so that worked better for us, and at the end of the day, he wanted to be here, so he worked with us to get that done.
And what kind of trade protection is there in this deal?
So he has a full no move contract in both years.
So does that deal take a level of trust from Alex's part? Because obviously he could have gone to July 1st and got probably a bigger and longer deal. So he's putting his faith in you that if he still can compete, you might have a contract after this one?
Yeah, he's played his whole career in Vancouver. He's our top scoring defenseman. He's meant a lot to the organization. He believes in the direction we're going with the young players. He's excited to be, working with these young players and seeing where we're going. And I think that all kind of played into him wanting to be here, for the next couple of years. And then, like we said, we'll see from there if he wants to keep playing, and we'll try to keep figuring something out. At that point, we can do a 35+ contract, so it helps us, in the cap world and stuff. So that's something that we talked about, and he agreed to that.
How relieved were you to get it done with all the other things you've got on your plate it's been a while?
Well, we've been working at this for a couple months, so it was nice to, get it done now so we can plan here going forward the next, through the week and through free agency.
In terms of improvements on the back end, does this change much for you, or are you still planning to be aggressive to improve in that area?
No, we still want to try to, keep working at it to try to add, if we can, another player through trades or free agency to shore up our back end. So we're going to continue to work hard at that.
How difficult is that market, given how many defensemen have already moved and just how many teams seem to be interested in that kind of a player?
Yeah, the market for defensemen, as we see, with Carlson signing and Edler signing, the free agent market's dwindling. But we're talking to some teams about trades. If that's something that we can get figured out or not, we'll see in the next few days.
Were you ever worried about getting this done?
Well, I think there was, from his perspective, he's played his whole career here. We talked about at the end of the year. I think he had fun playing again last year. He sees, our young players and, that youthful enthusiasm that they bring to the rink every year. And he wants to be here, when we get good again. And that was the plan. And he's confident in the direction of the team and wants to be a part of it. So, I think the fact he's played his whole career here, his wife's from here and family, and this is, kind of all he knows. When we've asked him at various times at the deadline if he would waive his no trade, he's always wanted to be a Vancouver Canuck, and so that speaks highly of him. And we're excited to have him back and part of our group and working with our young kids going forward.
He's been such a workhorse for you for so long, 33 now. Can he continue to handle that workload, or organizationally?
We need to add to the depth of our blue line, I think. We need to, last year he plays a lot of minutes for us every year. He plays in all situations. He ran our power play, Kelsey's our best penalty killing defenseman. He can play in a matchup role against the other team's top lines. But our goal is to try to help support him and to add some depth to our blue line, and so he doesn't have to play as many hard minutes.
Jimmy's had some injury issues throughout his career as well. Does the 2-year deal work for you in that regard too, or you don't have to concern yourself with that as much?
Yeah, and he's, I think if we look at his history, the injuries come from the way he plays. He's blocking shots. He's a physical player, and I don't think that part of his game's not going to change. That's who he is, and he'll continue to play the same way, but if we can add to the depth of our blue line where he doesn't have to play as many hard minutes, hopefully he can help out in the injuries too.
Does getting Edler done, does that change your mindset at all heading into the draft? Do you want to fill that back end at all?
Well, no, because we're still all along we were hoping to get Edler done, and we still would like to try to improve our back end if we can. So, it happened now, so it's good for us going into free agency and stuff. But all along we were kind of hoping that was something that would get done.
Can you just walk us through these last 2 days? It seemed from the outside like a little bit of a roller coaster with the idea of unrestricted free agency just around the corner. How relieved are you to get this deal done?
Yeah, I'm for sure happy to get the deal here in Vancouver. That was, I said that all along that, I wanted to stay and I want to try to get something done. We got closer and closer towards the end, and in the end we got a deal.
Sorry, Alex, it's Ian here. Congratulations. I know you always said that you wanted to get a deal done, and you felt, I think you felt that one would get done. Did that waver at all in the process? Because it seemed even just a week ago that maybe things were kind of at a standstill.
I was, willing to try to get something done until the end, and unless Vancouver made it clear that the deal wasn't possible, then I wanted to try, and in the end we agreed on a deal that I think was fair to both parts. So I'm happy with that.
How happy is your family and your in-laws and your wife that you're going to be staying in Vancouver?
Yeah, I think we're all happy. It's not easy when you have to move your whole family. We're all happy about that. And also I think we're happy that we're staying in this organization, which I've been with my whole career, and I'm committed to and feel a lot for. So that part too is important to me.
Thank you.
Yeah, Alex, this is Steve Wonder from the Associated Press. Obviously, after Erik Karlsson signed and it looked like he could have been one of the top defensemen available, was there anything tempting about going to free agency, and kind of what went through your thought process of not wanting to go to the free agent market?
I've said from the beginning that, if the deal was there with Vancouver, that was my number one priority. You don't never know what's out there for you in free agency. So, I didn't think too much about that while negotiating with Vancouver. That was, like I said, my main priority. And if the deal wasn't going to be able to be done with Vancouver, then I think I would have started kind of preparing for or thinking more about free agency. But I'm happy we got a deal in the end.
From that standpoint, it sounds like that you never really had any doubts would get done. I mean, leaving that door open possibly, but it sounds like you're pretty confident the whole while. Is that a fair thing to say?
Yeah, I mean, you never know. There's a lot of factors, and I understand the business side of it too, and sometimes there's nothing you can do about it. But I think I've been pretty clear and pretty open that I wanted to stay, and if we could reach a fair deal, that's what I wanted. But obviously I know the business. I know that sometimes that's not going to happen, and then somehow you have to think about that too and prepare as much as you can. But I wanted to try to get a deal done until the end, and we did that.
Alex, it's Ian again. Do you think you have more hockey left in you than just these 2 years? Do you think you'll do another deal after this one?
I hope so. I mean, it's hard to say, but I'm coming off a good year, and I feel good. I've been going through injuries. We all know that, but if you ask me right now, my body feels great. So I hope so.